Hello, this incredible machine is the Neopost Si62 Folder-Inserter, and what it does is it takes your mailing items, which we have here, and it puts them in envelopes, and it licks the envelope and it sticks it down. Yeah, well, you wouldn't spend this kind of money on a machine unless you had a lot of mailing to do, and in my business I used to do 1,000 items a month, every month, and for years we did them by hand. And then we got this little machine, and oh my god, I wish I'd bought it years ago. New, they are 7,000 quid, something like that, from Neopost. I think we paid 2,500 about. We've had this one about 3 years. We had the Si30 before this, and yeah. We got a lot of jams with the Si30, and with these envelopes, I swear we have in a mailing of 1,000, we have about usually no jams, and sometimes one or two, and it depends. Mostly with our mailing, because they were stapled sheets, you have to feed them in by hand, so you switch the machine on and you have to put one in and then another one and then another one by hand when it's a stapled sheet. But the demonstration I'm just going to do now is with single sheets, so you've got letters to all your customers here. Of course you'd have an envelope which you'd have an address at the relevant place, so it would fit and show out of the window. We're using window envelopes here. Now they're not real letters, they're just pieces of scrap paper from the bin. But I'm going to put them into the feeder to demonstrate how the machine works. This particular variant has a second feeder, and you can put inserts into there, and it will, when it folds the letter, it will include an insert with each one and put the whole lot into an envelope. You can get, excuse my pinball machine, yes, that's for sale as well. You can get variants with more stations, and what that's for is for example, if you have a covering letter and an insert and a flyer and something else as well. It just depends on the number of different items that you want. So what the machine is now going to do is I've got it set on automatic. You make the setting there. It's either auto or manual. Manual, they also, in the book, they call it Daily Mail. I know, the book's right there, in fact. And so it is the engineer code for this machine. Let's just check that I'm not talking rubbish. Serial number, customer pin for program jobs is 2324. Engineer code 4331. That's it. You can't get that stuff normally, but because we own this outright, it's not on a lease, I insisted that we had the engineer code. Right, so let's turn the machine on and see what happens. Oh, I'll just mention, I know this is an enthralling video, you don't really need to know this, but the finished items come out of here and roll down this little ramp and just pile up on the desk. So what we always used to use was this. Now I've taken it off. It's just an unfolded paper box. But you can see the little footprint there, which previously I'd tucked it under the machine, but I'll just leave it there for now. So hopefully you can see, well, A, that the machine works properly, and B, that well, you know how it works. Anyway, so let's see what happens when I press the button. That's it. So it's used all the pieces. It's folded them. It's put them in an envelope. It's folded over the flap, and I did say it licks them, but to be honest, I don't have any water in today. I'm running the machine dry. The tank goes in. Oh, the tank's in the kitchen over there. Let's get the tank and just see how it works. The tank is here. Oh yeah, it needs a new piece of felt. Ordinary felt will do from the sewing shop, but I tell you what, the months come and go, and you pull off the clips and you just tuck round a new piece of felt. Every time the machine is used, we never leave water in overnight. We always take the tank out and take the felt out and leave it in the air to dry, but it's just got manky over a few months. You do need to keep replacing them. But anyway, what happens is, as you can appreciate, I'm holding my telephone in one hand. Right, you fill that with water. The water seeps up into the felt and the felt gets damp. That then goes carefully in there, bearing in mind it's got water in it. You don't really want to spill it water. There is slight rusting here, and this obviously is where people, not me, have lost a bit of water and just thought, oh, never mind, and it's caused a slight bit of corrosion. Obviously there's nothing wrong with the machine and it works perfectly well, but I'm just pointing it out because it's there. And then you've got these three brushes that actually do the licking. Now what you're supposed to do is you take the brush out, it just fits in that little rubber bush there, and you soak this, and that's what this little bit's for here in the edge of the tank, is so that you can do this without having to go to the kitchen. As it happens, our kitchen's right there, so it's not in focus, is it? Our kitchen's right there, so it's never been a problem. But these brushes need to be wetted before you start your job, and then the felt pad down below keeps them damp. If you just wet the felt and leave the brushes dry, the first couple of hundred won't seal properly. So you wet all you take out to prime the machine, which is what I've not done because I'm not actually doing any work here. But to prime the machine, you pop the three brushes out, 1, 2, 3, give them a swill, wet them, put them back in, fix that, job done, ready to rock and roll. And when that's been done, well, 1,000 items. We just did 6 items in no time at all, didn't we? Although it didn't lick them. Let's just have a look at the quality of the folding for anybody who might be interested. Now, I have tweaked the settings because you can change the position. This machine, when you get into the menu, and it's all in the book, but you can change the position of the fold to the millimetre. So I'm just looking at I used to do origami, so I'm a bit of a stickler for detail like this, but if the camera will focus, please. Thank you. Well, it's probably 0.5 millimetre out. I'd say that the variance between adjacent copies would be, you know, the next one might be 1 millimetre or whatever. You know, it's bloody good, but it's not perfect. But yeah, that's fine. The machine, we're using C5 envelopes here. It will also do DLs, and it will fold A4 into a Z fold. It will do a Z fold into a I'm gesticulating here. It will do a Z fold into a DL if you want, or it will do a C fold into a DL envelope. And let's just have a quick look inside. Yeah, those green rollers, you think, oh dear, they're all filthy. All that is toner off the sheets, straight out of the copier. We take the copies out of there and bring them over here, put them through the machine, and you know, a few thousand copies later and a bit of the toner dust comes off. And it's a pity. If they were black rollers, you wouldn't even notice, would you? Seems a bit of a shame, but there we are. We've not had a pipsqueak out of it. It's been absolutely a fantastic machine. It's never let us down. And I've closed my business, and well, you know, you haven't got room for one of these in your kitchen, have you? Anyway, the Neopost Si62. Thanks for watching, and happy bidding.